Hi, Courtney.
Dr. Quartermain.
Frank, how you two holding up?
We're okay.
Some days are better than others.
Isn't that the truth? So, have you seen Neil yet?
We're on our way.
Why, did something happen?
No. I didn't mean to alarm you. No, last I heard, he's stable.
Oh.
Did you speak to his oncologist?
I'm actually going to meet him now.
I wonder if he still thinks we made the right decision.
Waiting for the experimental drug to reduce Neil's blast cells is something that the entire staff is behind.
Except Joe.
Joe, as you know, is no longer on this case.
Yeah, well, he somehow forgot to tell us that. We heard it from Karen.
It's just...
What?
Well, Joe seems absolutely convinced that a bone marrow transplant right now is the only way to save Neil's life.
Please, don't start second-guessing yourself. Give the xylostine a chance to work. Let's get Neil into remission, and then we'll do the transplant.
God, Joe, what have you done?
What nobody else had the guts to do, Karen.
You did the transplant?
Please don't come in here. Neil's in reverse isolation and HEPA filters were installed. If you want to guarantee...
I need to speak to you in the hallway as soon as you're done.
I'll be there.
What the hell were you doing?
I was saving Neil's life.
On whose authority?
My own, Karen.
Without the permission of the parents or even consulting Neil's oncologist?
Well, there wasn't time for indecision.
You were specifically ordered off of Neil's case by the chief of staff.
Karen, you and I both know this was Neil's only real chance here.
No, I don't know that. And neither does anybody else on his team.
Then they ought to do their homework.
Have you even thought about what happens next? You'll be lucky if you don't lose your license. You put a patient in serious danger.
Karen, listen to me. He's dying. How much worse could the danger be?
The xylostine was starting to work.
No, not enough. Not fast enough. I took him off it.
As weak as he was, you put a foreign substance into his body?
Yes, I did. The marrow is a near-perfect match.
But it's not his marrow. If he were in remission, the transplant might have stood a chance. But now his entire system could go into a complete collapse.
Okay, that's your opinion.
Being a doctor is about opinions. But first, you get an expert's advice. You're not an expert, Joe. You're a resident. And by definition, that means you don't make life or death decisions on your own.
Karen, I did the best thing I could do, and that is what being a doctor is all about.
And the oath we took? First, do no harm. You did harm, Joe. You endangered Neil's life. You violated the trust of his parents. And you thumbed your nose at your colleagues.
I will explain why I took this step to everyone involved, especially Frank and Courtney. I take full responsibility for my actions.
Oh, responsibility won't mean a lot if Neil dies.
Well, sure, I can squeeze in another appointment today. How about 10? Okay, great. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Julie, I looked for you in your office. Isn't it time for our appointment?
On the dot. Why don't you go ahead and make yourself comfortable? I'll be there in a minute. What is it?
Well, seeing you in action so busy like this, it makes me realize that I'm not your only patient.
I could have 100 patients. But you're very important to me.
Well, that's nice to hear. Hey, Alan.
Hey.
Congratulations on your reinstatement.
Oh, thank you.
Although, I don't know, now that you're the chief of staff again, should I refer to you as Dr. Quartermain?
Only if you want to tick me off. Wasn't that Julie Devlin I saw you speaking with?
Yes, only now it's Julie Devlin Ramsey.
Yes, I heard they got married. So, in your opinion, is that marriage made in heaven or the other place?
So you don't approve?
No, Ramsey can do whatever he wants. But I'm not sure I approve of Mrs. Devlin Ramsey roaming around the halls of this hospital.
Well, Dr. Devlin Ramsey is still a patient of mine, and we do have sessions regularly.
Just keep her away from the scalpels, all right?
You know, why don't you give her the benefit of the doubt?
Because I'm not sure she deserves it.
She went through hell, and she survived. You know, she needs to be rejoined with the community to feel as though she can make a worthwhile contribution.
And you're going to help her. Well, I think you've got your work cut out for you.
I've got a few ideas that might change your mind.
I hope he's not asleep.
Oh, I just want to see his face.
Hold on, guys.
What's up?
You need to suit up if you want to see him.
Why?
I did the bone marrow transplant.
You did what?
My God, Joe, you had no right to do anything to
It was
him.
going downhill.
He
so
has been
fast.
getting stronger.
Not strong enough, Frank.
So you decided to play God?
What were you doing when you decided to withhold the transplant?
We listened to his doctors. His real doctors, not some cowboy who's so crazy he got thrown off the case.
Okay, maybe I have a right to be
Oh,
angry.
maybe?
Yes, but I did weigh all the risks.
You still took a chance we didn't want you to. Can't you get it through your arrogant skull? We decided to wait.
Waiting would have killed him. I know it would have, Courtney.
All along, I trusted you. Even at times when I knew you were so close to him that your judgment might be off. But we had a deal, Joe. You always consulted with me and made me part of every decision. So I really don't understand how you could go off and you could do this. All by yourself. Do you really have that much contempt for me?
Of course not.
What you've done is unforgivable.
Wait, where are you going?
To see my son.
You can get changed and scrubbed down the hall. HEPA filters make it so you don't need surgical masks. Aren't you going to join her?
You and I are not done yet. Hold on. You are not walking away after what you've done.
What I did was give Neil a chance. I'm sorry if that bothers you,
Oh,
Frank.
no way are you going to make this about me.
Isn't that why you're mad? Because you don't want to owe me?
I don't want to lose my kid.
Well, someone had to take action,
Someone
Frank.
had. A whole lot of people. The chief of staff, the chief resident, the oncology team. They've all been fighting just as hard as you and me
They
to
were
save
just
Neil.
sitting around
Like
doing
hell.
nothing.
They were waiting to see if this new drug treatment made Neil any stronger.
Exactly. They were waiting.
They were showing a courage that you don't have.
You're right, Frank. You're right, Frank. I don't have the courage to sit around and watch Neil die. Why did I break the rules? Huh? So we wouldn't lose him.
You have already lost him. He is not your son.
You think I love him any less just because you're his father?
You love him, but you could be killing him.
I had to do something because everyone around him, including his parents...
No. His parents decided to go a way that wasn't your way. And you couldn't stand that, could you? Not getting the final word.
Frank, you think I did the transplant to spite you?
Well, spite me, but punish me, whatever. Take your pick.
I did it because I love him.
You are too full of yourself to love anyone. Don't you ever go near my kid again.
Dr. Wexler, I hope to God it isn't true. Did Dr. Scanlon just perform a bone marrow transplant on Neil Canellos?
Yes.
Is he out of his mind? Who gave him the right to make this decision?
Clearly, he was wrong, and I wouldn't know how to defend the choice he made, but he just let his emotions get in the way of his judgment.
What about you? You're the chief resident. Why did you stop him?
I tried, but he felt like he was on the sidelines.
Which is where he belongs if he can't accept the fact that the doctors in this hospital work as a team.
I think he was afraid the team wasn't doing enough to save Neil's life.
So he performs an unauthorized procedure against my explicit orders and without the consent of the mother and father?
Look, I don't condone what happened.
Oh, good. Joe has always been a rebel, and I've tolerated it, but this time he's gone too far.
So what happens next?
Well, he hasn't given me much choice. We're going to have to deal with this now.
You're going to take this up with the hospital board?
No, we are. You're the chief resident. Do you have a problem with that?
No, sir.
Well, I'm glad to see you're in such good spirits. I thought you'd be upset.
About what?
Well, didn't they collect Christina's bone marrow?
It was out of my control.
Why?
Well, what could I have said? I'm that little girl's mother and nobody touches her?
Couldn't your husband have stopped the procedure?
He wanted Christina to be a donor.
He did. You didn't. So why did he win?
Rachel, it wasn't a contest.
Yes, it was. And you gave in like you always do. You didn't mind the fact that the doctors were taking very long, very sharp needles and sticking them into your little girl's hip.
Of course I minded. I hated the thought of it. And it wasn't just the pain involved. They had to give Christina anesthesia, which is dangerous.
So, to save Neil Canellis' life, people were willing to put your daughters at risk.
I'm afraid I have to agree with Chris. That is a pretty ugly way of looking at it.
You never once thought of that? I sure would have. I mean, why is Neil's life more important than Christina's?
Chris said that wasn't how it balanced out.
Forget about what Chris said. You always have someone to hide behind, Julie, every time I ask you how you feel about you. Oh, Chris said this, or Joe Scanlon said that. Maybe it's my neighbor's plumber who said
You
something.
were blowing this way out of proportion.
Uh-huh, okay. So you do have some opinions.
Of course I do.
Then why don't you express them? To Chris, to me, to anyone that tries to take over your life.
Beats me, Rachel. Why don't I?
Because you're afraid. You're afraid to get back the control that you lost a long time ago. And until you get over that fear, you may as well be back in Ferncliff locked up.
The truth is out,
Why would you want to speak to my wife? Because she's pregnant with my child.
and it will change people's lives.
You don't belong here. You never really did.
I'm not leaving without Michael.
It's best that this child never knows you.
You get in my way, you're going to be looking at more trouble than you can handle.
General Hospital, ABC Daytime.
So you recognize the pattern, don't you?
What pattern?
You have allowed yourself to be dominated by other people your entire life. Strong individuals like your father, Greg Cooper, Chris.
Even you?
Yes. I think that if I wanted to, you would allow that to happen. What I don't understand is why you need anybody to make choices for you.
I don't. I mean, sure, I envy people who can walk around freely, in charge of their lives.
Then take charge of yours.
That's what I am trying to do.
Well, then go and get it. Or are you not sure of what you want?
Of course I know what I want.
Then tell me, Julie.
What, so you can laugh in my face?
Maybe I will.
Do you have any clue at all what it's like to be me? In this town, in this moment, I can't even cross the street without people moving out of the way, whispering, staring.
And you'd like that to stop?
Oh, yeah. But I'd like a whole lot more than that. I want those people to know and respect how proud I am to be Chris Ramsey's wife. And how I want to be a doctor again so that I can do something I'm good at. I want those people to say about me, she has an amazing ability to heal. But most importantly, I want them to know that I can be a good mother because more than anything else in this world, I want Christina back.
It sounds like a beautiful dream. But how do you plan to make it a reality?
Well, you told me yourself I have to wait until things cool off.
Well, that doesn't mean crawling under a rock in the meantime.
That's not what I'm doing, Rachel.
Oh, isn't it? Well, it certainly is what the good folk of Port Charles would like you to do.
Well, I don't care what they want. It's time I take my life back, whether they like it or not.
I should have let him have it.
What?
Chili cheese dog with onions. That's what Neil wanted the night before his chemo.
And you said no?
Yeah, I told him it'd just make him feel sicker the next day. Plain pasta, grilled cheese, that'd be much safer.
Yeah, you were probably right.
Neil knew where I was, but he didn't care. He still wanted the chili cheese drop.
Come on, you were just trying to do what was best for him.
And that's what Joe says he was trying to do.
It wasn't his call.
But what if he was right?
What if he
Frank?
wasn't?
I should have let him have it.
Hey, champ. How you doing? Got the latest sports day for you.
Thanks.
Yeah, before you know it, spring training will be here, huh?
Maybe I could watch the Yankees practice this year.
Well, you will if I have anything to say about it.
Good. Because you're going to make me better. Right, Joe? Just like you always do.
That's the plan, yes.
It's just making sure.
Hey, come on, you know I'd never let you down. Never.
Yeah. Even if you aren't my dad anymore.
Joe.
Expect you want to see me about Neil, sir.
You have made a grave error in judgment.
I know it may look that way, but I'm not apologizing for what I did.
You think that's what I want from you as an apology? You ignored my direct order. You ignored every precaution that a doctor should take, and in so doing, you may have compromised your patient's life.
Neil barely has the life as it is, and what little he does have is fading fast. What would you have me do, sit around until he's pronounced?
You know, when my wife was diagnosed with cancer, I felt exactly the same way as you do. I said to myself, hey, Alan, you're a doctor. You should be able to fix this.
So what did you do?
I let other doctors take over because my desire for a quick fix was a threat to her recovery. And for the same reason, I had to remove you from Neil's case.
I couldn't just walk away and give up on him.
Nobody asked you to give up. I asked you to step aside. And what did you do? You proceed in the most underhanded, unethical manner. And in so doing, you jeopardize your patient's life. God, Joe, you may have killed him.
Go, come on, I saved him.
Wow. You have all the answers. What a heavy burden that is. We mere mortals only dream about that.
I can't just stand around doing nothing. I can't.
And now it's going to take a heroic effort on part of the entire team to control the effects of what you did here today.
Dr. Quartermain, I love that kid. I have since the moment I met him. And when he became sick, I was proud to be in a position that I could help him. But I was afraid. Every moment of every day that I wasn't a good enough doctor to give him back his life. And we've tried every conventional therapy there is in the book. And some that aren't. None of them were working. The last couple of days, I've been watching him slip away. And I've seen something nobody else has. After putting up the fight of his life, he is giving up hope. No, I just can't watch that. I can't let that happen, regardless of the consequences to me.
I can vouch for the fact that Joe spent every hour he's not on call researching Neil's case.
I'm sure he has. Doesn't make you an expert. We have specialists in treating cancer, and they will tell you there are no absolutes, and that's what makes them experts. You should have listened to them, Joe. Instead, you jeopardize your patient's life, and you threaten the integrity of this entire hospital. I have no choice but to suspend you effective immediately.
I understand.
Your privileges are revoked, pending a hospital review board. I better not catch you anywhere near the ICU.
Karen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you need to see this.
What is it?
Neospebral and diaphoretic.
What's his temp?
100.3.
You tell Pacelli to get over to my office right now. You get the hell out of here.
Sign up for the ABC Soaps newsletter exclusively at abc.com, part of the Go Network.